Our friend Newt Gingrich, who is on the line with us right now, I like that he's become a notorious bomb thrower with media narratives. Good afternoon, sir.
Well, it's good to be with you, and if all the media was like you, I wouldn't be throwing any bombs.
Oh, I'm telling you, there needs to be more of us out here like this. Now, you're going to be in St. Louis. You're going to be fundraising for a Senate candidate here, our Republican Senate candidate, Todd Akin. And, everyone always asks me, as soon as they hear I'm from St. Louis, they always say, so what about that Senate race? You made a point that I made in the days following this scandal or whatever it was. And you had said that Missourians elected their candidate. Tell us why you've decided you're going to be fundraising for Congressman Akin.
Well, I feel very strongly as a grassroots populist that we should not have big money dictate to the rest of us. And I thought that it was absurd. He made a mistake. He said something pretty dumb. He apologized for it. He said it was wrong. And then you move on. And you recognize that this is the nominee. He not only won from the people of Missouri, he was recently re-endorsed by the Missouri Farm Bureau. So you have local support, local people, and then you have a handful of guys in Washington that control millions and millions of dollars, and they all collectively want to dictate who our nominee should be. And they want to tell us who we're allowed to think is appropriate to have as a nominee. I just think that's profoundly wrong and goes against the whole framework both of the American system, which ought to be based on popular vote at the ballot box, not at money. And second, I think it's wrong as a matter of principle, because these are folks, by the way, who tried to squeeze Marco Rubio out in Florida in order to pick Charlie Crist. And Charlie Crist, the former governor, was in Charlotte endorsing Barack Obama. So I'm not very impressed when the party establishment starts being anti-conservative on behalf of big money.
Right. Do you think that they're going to get back involved in this race at any point?
I think that if the rest of us are able to get enough resources to Congressman Akin so that he is competitive, that around the 10th of October it becomes really dumb for Republicans in Washington to say they would rather have Harry Reid as majority leader than help elect Todd Akin. I mean, that makes no sense at all. And the fact is that the Senator McCaskill is a total Obama vote. She has consistently been for liberalism, for big government, for Obamacare, for high taxes. Somebody once said, we have 6-second mistake by Todd Akin and 6 years of mistakes by McCaskill. So it just strikes me that we have a very good case to make here.
And plus her negatives are so unbelievably high. The fact that they've tried to trump this up as some big, great scandal, I think only just to distract from the fact that, all you got to do is run McCaskill against herself, and it defeats her. She's defeats herself. But I like the point that you make, 6 seconds as opposed to 6 years. And I hope that people realize that when they go to vote, because we're talking about the Senate.
Remember now, Todd's going to get just swamped next week with vicious negative Democratic ads because the Democrats understand that if he is the issue, they have a chance to win. If she is the issue, they have no chance to win.
Yeah, that's very true. And this, of course, all of this decides who's going to control the Senate calendar. I think that the Senate race and winning the Senate is possibly more important than the presidential race. I mean, would you think that that's kind of that accurate?
I think that if you want to govern, you need to win both. You need a president who is willing to be for classic American values, and you need a Senate willing to work with that president. And that means you've got to beat McCaskill, and to beat McCaskill, you got to elect Akin.
Right.
It's that simple.
What do you say to people who are still kind of on the fence, who are thinking, I don't know if I can get past these remarks, and how is he going to be in the Senate? And what do you tell people?
First of all, I think Republicans have a very, very tough standard compared to Democrats. If saying something dumb disqualified you, Joe Biden wouldn't be vice president.
Or really, if you want to look at the president's latest remarks, he wouldn't be president. Lying about
for that matter, a president talked about all 57 states.
Exactly.
I mean, you can go back through all sorts of comments. So somehow, if you're a liberal Democrat, the news media always forgives you. And if you're a conservative Republican, they always try to destroy you. And that's an objective part of the world we live in. And those of us who care about conservatism and those of us who are committed to finding a way to be effective, I think, have got to go out and have got to make the decision that we are committed to electing the Republican nominee. And in this case, that's Todd Akin. I mean, I think it's literally that straightforward. If you want to have Harry Reid be the majority leader in the Senate, then reelecting McCaskill's fine. If you want to replace Harry Reid and have a chance to have a Senate that has common sense and conservatism and fiscal control, then Todd Akin is your only choice in Missouri.
And that's very well said. Newt Gingrich, we always appreciate it when you're on the show, sir.
It's always good to be with you.
Very good to speak with you.
You do such a great job.
Well, thank you so much. You're welcome on anytime. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks.
All right, take care.